All right, so we need to complete an expedition to Marina Junction, which is good because that's what we're doing right now. We have some experts out there. We're hopefully going to be bringing back some good things, hopefully some big things as well, and they can go into this big old tank right here. That's going to be the idea. They go into that aquarium and hopefully people like it. I did go ahead and put some benches in front of it because I'm really vibing with that whole vibe. Probably could have come up with a better word there, but I'm vibing with the look of the benches in front of the aquariums. I think it looks really, really cool. And now's the time. Now we're going to see what we've got. We need to get a Lionhead fish. We need to unlock Tide Mountain, and we also need to run some tours. But first things first, let's see what's going to be inside this crate. Let's get it opened up. I'm going to speed through it. It is a Lionhead fish, which I don't know what I expected from this game. I'm going to be quite honest with you. Really not sure what I was expecting there. It is a fair bit bigger than the other fish as well, which is great. So we'll go ahead and put it right in there. And what was it needed? It needs a tropical climate. So what we're going to have to do is go in here and place a water heater. So I think what we'll do, since we have some filters back there, we can put the water heater back this way is what I'm thinking. We'll put it next to the feeder right there. And that should make the fish that little bit happier. That does give us Tide Mountain as well, which is absolutely fantastic. Are you happy enough in there? I don't think it's warm enough. Oh, I didn't actually place it. That's why. Okay. All right then. Well, we'll go ahead and just very quickly get that fixed. We'll put it there and we will approve it. And now it's nice and happy, which is great. Okay. So people can go and look at the Lionhead fish. That'll keep them nice and happy. We do need to get Tide Mountain. So what we'll do is go over to the expedition map. We'll go over to 2.C, and Tide Mountain, I'm assuming, is right here. So this is, let's see, along the steep rise of Tide Mountain, the sea's surge is strong. Small fish are washed away upwards towards the surface or below the ocean's depths, often with very little say in the matter. We would be sending out a marine life expert and a security guard. Let's get that unlocked, which is fantastic news. And there are a couple of temperate fish we can get from this place. So I think what we'll do is set up an expedition. We'll autofill this. I'm going to send out a wide net as well. And this is what we want to avoid. We don't want anyone being fish food. So we need someone with pilot wings to go out here, which is going to be neither of my current security guards. And unfortunately, neither of my current experts either. Although Isabella Benafi is that's an amazing name, is very, very close-ish to level 5. If we get Isabella up to level 5, we can get pilot wings and everything should be okay. So maybe that's what we focus on for a little bit. So if we go just back a little and we have another look at the map, I'm sure we can go elsewhere and not have problems. So we have the Lionhead fish. I guess we'll start another expedition to this place. And again, we're going to be avoiding any issues where we have, you know, people going missing. We could send out Jimmy to potentially have a higher quality catch, but I think we want to get Isabella leveled up. So that's what we're going to do. We'll go with the expedition journal as well. We'll go for detailed and we'll get that started. And I want to double check. Do we have another Lionhead fish? We absolutely do. We have 2 of them, which is great. So if I put them both in there, I don't think they're going to try and kill each other because they're the same fish. So that's hopefully going to be all that much better for all of our guests. I also saw someone complaining about needing the bathroom there. We do have a bathroom here, which is totally fine. So all things considered, I think this aquarium's going pretty well. The only thing we need to do now is run that tour containing 3 exhibits with a rating over 3.0. So I'm pretty sure we can do that relatively simply. We'll go ahead and grab this thing. We have, there's a criminal. We can place this thing, I want to say right here is kind of a cool spot for it. So that's where it's going to go. We'll bring it through this space. And then I can have the aquarium be counted in that as well. So that's pretty cool. That's exactly what we're looking for. The length is considered okay because for some reason this thing wants to loop around in a really strange way. I'm not really sure why it does that, but that's totally fine. We'll confirm it. And that's 3 exhibits with a 2.75 rating. Are you kidding me? The rating's 2.75? Come on. That's That's a little unfair. That's a little unfair. Okay. We're going to have to figure that one out. Is what we're going to have to do. We're going to have to get something better into this space. And I want to check, he is actually leading them the whole way around and then back. That's really, I don't understand what goes on with the pathing for these tours. It's really strange, but you know what? We'll get this thing open. Let's see what we have. It's a turtle. Oh my God. I do like a good turtle. I do. Always prepared for turtle war. Okay. All right. Needs a tropical climate, needs flake food. So we'll get this placed into here, which is great news. Can I maybe modify this tour a little bit and add this aquarium to it as well? Is that an option that we have? Just adding this aquarium and then moving it to maybe be like the first exhibit on the tour? That might be a little better. I don't know which aquarium's which though is the problem. So we're going to just try and guess here. That's still looping around in such a strange way, but sure, we'll confirm that. It is still a 2.75 out of 3 rating. I just don't know what goes on with these things. I don't know why the pathing is doing that. It's really annoying that it does that because I think it'd be a great tour otherwise. Oh, there we go. Well, that did it, I guess. Sort of. Kind of. Oh, it totally did. All right. So I guess we need to activate buzz bonuses on 4 fish with the pescatarian trait. That includes these 2 lionfish, which is fine. If we get 2 more of those, we will be okay because these guys, they're happy with aquarium plants. They're pretty chill. So we can figure that out. We need 75 guests with 20 knowledge. I guess we'll figure that one out. $50,000 in donations. Easy enough. 35 guest reviews at 3.5 stars, easy enough to do as well. So basically, we probably want to go out and try and get more lionfish. So what we're going to do is go down to the workshop and we will get ourselves, I guess, some wide tropical nets and we'll hope for the best. I'm also thinking I want to try and get some kind of interactive exhibit into this space or this space over here. I think either or would be kind of cool. And I'm also wondering if at any point, I think we do at some point unlock this as another tile that we can play with. And I'm kind of looking forward to that. I do notice that it looks like it might connect to the building, which could be problematic for that aquarium, but we can probably move everything. Not to, oh, wait a minute. There's some tiles up there as well. I can just, oh, now hold on a minute. I can just click on these and potentially unlock them. I can purchase this one. Oh, now this changes things. This makes things very interesting. Do I need more tiles right now? I need buzz bonuses and a shark for this one. I need 10,000 donations from non-marine life. Interesting. Or I can just buy this one. We'll get there. We will absolutely get there is what we will do. It might take a minute, but we're absolutely going to. Anyway, we have the wide tropical net. So we'll get this thing filled up right here. And we will send them out with a wide tropical net on this one. It's going to be Isabella going out again, which is totally fine. We might lose some quality on things here, but I'm kind of willing to give it a shot. We'll go for the longer expedition as well, and everything should be good. It would be nice to get my hands on another tile, especially given that this one's relatively cheap. So I think I will do this just simply because I could potentially put another helipad out there. And I do really enjoy being able to send out 2 expeditions at the same time, the way we were at Wayland Lodge. I'm not saying we're doing that here, but it would be kind of cool if we could. I also really like this thing. I wish this was part of my museum, but it just isn't. That's probably fine. We'll not worry too much about that being outside of the area. I'd also really like to change the ground out here. I don't love that everything's sort of all over the place. I don't love that this isn't central with the helipad. It's just the lack of symmetry is upsetting is how I'm going to describe it. I'm not too sure what I can necessarily do about that though. We do have some interesting floor patterns, which is fun, I suppose. We could mess around with it, but I think I'm going to do something more important, which is put this interactive tuna forks thing into the museum. We have this spot right here, which I think is probably going to be the best spot for it. I think this is probably where we want it to go. So I'm going to put it, say, there is what I'm going to do. We can put some decorations around it, but first things first, I would like to put a bit of a partition just behind it, because I think it would make sense that you don't, I think just like this is probably fine, and maybe just bringing these guys forward instead of blocking off this entire part over here is going to be for the best. So it's kind of enclosed, it's in its own little space. I think that makes sense. We can maybe bring these guys forward just a little bit more again. And I'm kind of wondering, could I put down some of these blue tiles underneath this thing and not have it look silly? I feel like I can, or I feel like I could just sort of surround it with them and then maybe have it be on the white tiles. No, that looks terrible. Never mind. Now, what I would like to do is get this mural in here, because this is a really cool thing that we have. That window is going to have to go away, though, for me to do that properly. So I want to get my hands on, we have the shipwreck mural and we have the Wetlantis mural, which I think is really, really cool looking. I really like that. I also sort of enjoy the idea of covering these windows with another mural. I think we'll pass on that and just put a shipwreck one maybe right there, if that's going to be a bit of an option, which it totally is. So we'll have that mural on that wall. We have these pillars that we can play with as well. I don't know that we need them, but I do think they would kind of nicely sort of border this thing at the front, which is kind of what we're going for. I could put some at the back as well. I don't know if this is necessarily the design that I want to go for, but I think I'm okay with it. I think I can make that work. We've also got the fountains. We've got the waterfalls, which unfortunately can't be placed freely just anywhere, which is slightly disappointing. We have got these banners too that we could play with. I do want to max out this thing's decoration. I do think that's important. So I think what we'll do is just put some banners on either side. I think that maxes out the decoration. It absolutely does. The buzz, it could be near a marine life exhibit, but honestly, I think we're okay with how this thing is. I think that's all right. It's an interactive exhibit. It should make people kind of happy. I think we've managed to catch criminal. We absolutely did, which is perfect. So I'll tell you what, let's see what's in this crate. Let's see what we're dealing with. Hopefully we got 2 more lionfish. We absolutely did. This one's going to be great, which is okay. We should have 2 of them though. We did use that, that wide net, and we do have 2 of them. So that should mean that we have those buzz bonuses on the pescatarian fish, which is great. We're over halfway to reaching the donation goal, and we have 20 out of 75 guests with, or 20, wait, guests. I need 75 guests with 20 knowledge. We have 20 out of 75 with 20 knowledge. That's the sentence I was looking for. I got there in the end, and that's what counts. So it's just hit me that we haven't unlocked everywhere, and to do that, we need to analyze a marine life exhibit, which totally makes sense. So to do that, we're going to need to build an analysis machine, and to build that, I think we're going to need a new section of the museum. So it's probably a good thing that we did purchase a new area, but I'd also like to go up here and I think get a few more of these guys. We are up to epic quality here. I think we could do better. So I'm going to just autofill this and see how it goes. We shouldn't have to worry about anyone going missing, which is always good. So I think what we'll do is use the wide net to get 2 of them. We'll start the expedition and everything's going to be okay. And I guess let's have a look and see. The analysis room needs to be 4 by 4, which is unfortunate because this space here is 4 by 4, but obviously that's not really going to work. I don't think we have the room for an analysis machine in here, which is really, really unfortunate. So I think what we'll do, because I think it just makes sense, is start working on a new part of the museum. I think that's kind of where we're at. The only thing I'd like to avoid, well, do I want to connect these guys? I kind of do, almost. I think it could be kind of interesting to sort of connect these so you can kind of see the back of that. Oh, that'd be really cool, actually, if you could kind of see the back of this thing. Okay, I might be onto something here. I might be onto something here. I think I need to modify this building to actually make that happen, though. So this is going to be 7 by 6 for now. And then I want to go and do a little section here that's going to be like this. And that seems fine. Can I put a big door on this part? Oh, I totally can. That's potentially going to look really cool, actually. Okay, I'm sort of into this. I'm kind of into this. I'm going to put some windows up here for now. I don't think I'm going to be keeping them long term because this entire thing is probably going to get changed into something else eventually. I'm not really too sure what that something else is going to be. But for now, that looks kind of cool. Like you can come around here and see the backside of that. You can see right through it, which is kind of a cool detail. I'm really into that. I'm not going to lie. I'm kind of into that. I would like to put some benches because I think the benches are important. I think that looks really cool. I would like to get my hands on some info boards as well, because I think the info boards are really cool as well. So we'll put those, I want to say right on the wall there and right on the wall there. And I think that's great. We'll need some donation bins, obviously. Maybe just like, I don't know, right there and there. That looks cool, man. I like that. You can sit there and kind of look through, and it's a whole thing. That's a really cool little layout. And it's perfect because I did need a space for an analysis room, which is kind of the whole point of this space. So the analysis room is going to go right back here, which is totally fine by me. We also have a little bit of room here where I could put a bathroom, which I think we're absolutely going to want to do. So I'll put the door for this thing here. I'll put the machine. I'm going to put the machine sort of off center, I think, so I can decorate this space a little bit more, because we always get complaints about the analysis rooms being badly decorated. So I'd like to do something about that. We have the analysis terminal, which I think can live in that corner. I think that's a fair enough spot for it. We have this old crate that can live down in that corner. We have this county map that can live here. Filing cabinet, I guess, can live, I don't know, next to this thing is probably a fine spot for it. What else have we got in here? We have a small server cabinet. We have the big server cabinet. This thing's so expensive, but it does give us more analysis power, so I might as well get it. And how much is it? 5,000? Yeah, we can afford a few of these. 5% bonuses each seems like a great idea, so we'll do 3 of them. Very expensive, but I think it's worth it. And I'll do a little bin just here as well, because I think that kind of makes sense. And that looks all right. That seems like a decent enough analysis room. We'll go ahead and approve that. And then whatever we get, we can just, analyze, and it'll be great. So let's have a look and see. We got a flying fish. Okay. So what we'll do is place one of them in there, and then the other one is going to be analyzed, as horrific as that might be. And then what we can also do, just while we're here, is go ahead and copy this bathroom. We'll spin it around a little bit, and it's going to live right about there. I would like to expand it though, just because I think that makes sense, and we can do a nice sort of bigger bathroom over in this this part of the building. Get another sink, maybe another hand dryer on that wall if it's going to let me, which it looks like it absolutely will. And that seems good. So that's another bathroom. That gives us sort of a corridor here that kind of continues straight through into what's going to be a huge building. That seems like a really nicely laid out space. I like that. I like that a lot. I love that they can see the other side of the same aquarium. It's so silly and pointless, but I really, really enjoy that that's a thing that we can do here. I also kind of wonder if I was to put a door on the other side of this, would it be interesting if experts went through the aquarium to get into this other building? I don't think they would, but it'd be kind of cool if they did. All right, so our analysis of the flying fish is done, which got us an aquarium shell. It looks like there's a whole bunch of interesting stuff in here that we can get our hands on as well, which I'm very, very keen to do. I realize I say that about everything though. We have a bunch of stuff in here that we can still get our hands on. There's some stuff in here I can still get my hands on. I need to get enlightened on just about everything. That's where I'm at. I need to be enlightened on everything. We also managed to get this place, which is great. So let's unlock it. We have temperate fish down here, which I'm very excited about actually. So let's do this. And you know what, Kelly Pebble, we need to train you in pilot wings, because I'm really not interested in having anyone go missing in action. So what we'll do before we do anything else is go down here, open the training menu. We want to go to our assistants, and Kelly, you're going to be getting pilot wings is what we're going to be doing. And honestly, Pedro, I think we'll give you pilot wings as well, because we don't always want to be taking the same assistant. And I also want to make sure that we're doing, yeah, I had a feeling this would happen. So one of those, Pedro, I think is the one that works in the gift shop. And then I guess Kelly works at the ticket booth. So either way, we're kind of losing a little bit of vital infrastructure there from the museum. So we might want to get another assistant. I don't know if it's the end of the world though. Like, I don't know if we urgently need to get another assistant right now. I think we might survive occasionally sending one of them off on some kind of expedition. I'd also like to get more of these wide tropical nets, probably more regular wide nets as well. I think we have one left, so we can go and get some of these temperate fish at this new location, and then we'll need more wide nets. It's also just hit me that Isabella is now level 5, which is amazing. I have already forgotten what we needed to get Isabella trained in though. So we'll start this expedition. We're not going to be losing anybody, which is totally fine. And then I guess we can take a little bit of a look and see what exactly we were concerned about. I think it was Tide Mountain was the place. Yeah, we needed someone. Yeah, it was this. I think Isabella needed to be trained in pilot wings, or we need a security guard that we can train in pilot wings as well. I'm not actually too sure. Do we have any security guards? No, we don't have any that are level 5 just yet, which is unfortunate. I also didn't realize we only had 2 of them. We also have upgrades that can be applied to a few things around here. So let's get this upgraded. And you know what? The museum is getting a little bit bigger. So let's bring in Tabitha Bulge, which is certainly a name. And we're going to train you in pilot wings so that I can send you out if I need to, which I think is probably fair enough. And I think we're making a decent little bit of money. Let's also get Sophie Guff, because if we do ever end up with a security room, Sophie can go and work in the security room. And honestly, we have this whole space down here. I almost want to say that building a security room is probably not a terrible idea. We are catching everybody thus far, but that's not guaranteed long term. So we'll give this a shot and see what happens. We'll build sort of the camera desk thing there. We'll put this alarm thing here. We have security fuel, which is of course coffee, which is always important. Do we have anything else though? We have no kudosh, so it doesn't really matter if we have anything else. I guess no is the is the answer to that question. We'll put a little bin in there. We can do security supplies as well, which I think is totally fine. And we'll do a security speaker just over the top of the bin, which I think is a great idea. So that's going to be our camera room. We can go in and change out this floor a little bit as well, just so it all matches. And yeah, that seems totally fine. So let me go to my staff. Let me go to my security guards. Let me go to Sophie and see that Sophie is basically only going to work in the camera room. That's about the only thing. We'll do criminal pursuit as well if you happen to be out there. But other than that, you're doing cameras. And then I guess we need to get some cameras is what we're going to have to do. So security camera, these things are, I don't really know where to put them, especially for this kind of museum. I've got no idea. I guess here is probably a good spot for a security camera. So, you know, people can't steal these exhibits. I mean, that's about the only thing they can steal, right? There's no way someone's coming in here and stealing fish. And honestly, if they're going to that effort, then they kind of, I'm almost tempted to say let them. I mean, I'd rather they didn't, but I'm almost tempted to say let them do it, because they've kind of earned it at that point, you know? That's kind of where I'm at. Also, totally forgot that people might want to donate off the interactive exhibit. We probably want to do something about that, and we probably also want to get a little bit of ambiance in here. Seems like a great idea. Let's change this out for marine life, which I think is totally fine. We'll get some more of those shortly, but for now, I want to get a donation bin. Do I want to put it in the middle of the floor though? That's going to be collecting a lot if I do. Do I want to do the big one in the middle of the floor? I think not. I don't know if I do want to put a big donation bin in the middle of the floor. Right on this corner seems like a fair enough spot. So we'll go for right there, and I guess we'll go for right there. So it's kind of, you know, surrounded by donation bins. That seems good. You know what? Let me see what we got back here. What is in this crate? What are we dealing with? We got a seahorse. Oh, look at him. He's great. Oh my God. I love him. I do. I love it. I love it so much. Let's go ahead and place it into here, which is great. We can totally go and get another one, which is great. I love it. I love it so much. I love a seahorse. I really do. I remember when I was a kid, there were these like little mini pet things that you could get. That was always like, it was like, oh, you can get sea monkeys. It was like this little plastic enclosure with water. It was like, oh, you put water in it, you seal it. No, you put water in it, and then you open this little like packet that was almost like seasoning for ramen or something. You pour it into the water, and then after a couple of days, you should see things moving around. It's like, those are sea monkeys. I don't know if I'm 31 years old and I don't know if that's a real thing or not. To this day, I've never looked it up, and I don't have the heart to look it up because it feels like a scam, right? I genuinely don't. I'm kind of scared. I'm looking it up. I could edit this in. I'm just going to look it up on my phone. Hold on. RC monkeys rail. Oh, my heart isn't ready for this. Yes, sea monkeys are real, but they're actually a marketing term for a hybrid breed of brine shrimp. What? Sold in hatching kits as novelty aquarium pets. Wait, they're real? Oh, sea monkeys is a marketing term for brine shrimp. Oh, okay. Oh God, I'm okay. All right. That's good. Oh, I wasn't ready for that to not be real. I'm actually quite relieved. Oh, good. I'm glad they're real. I didn't look after them very well. I feel horrible, but all right. I was not. Oh God, I don't know how to feel now. That's I was kind of mentally prepared for my childhood to be a lie, but no, we're good. We're all right. we're doing okay. Let's start another expedition to Gulfweed Grove and see what else we have down here. We'll get this going. We have good old Pedro going with us, which is great. And I still don't remember. Oh wait, no. We want to go down here, don't we? This was the one where we could die. This is where you could get eaten. So we want to have you go with us. Oh, interesting. So if this happens, it'll be a long, okay. So these are two longer expedition things. That's okay. I'm okay with that. And if we were to send you, we get more survey level. If I should probably train you in this skill, in fish whispering, so that we get a better exhibit quality here. Or I could just send you and get it anyway, but a little bit less survey level. I think I'm okay with that. I think as long as no one dies, I think I'm totally fine with it. So let's start this expedition. I don't know what we're getting from this. I probably should have a look and see what we're getting from this. Temperate fish. Okay. So let's use a wide net and we'll start that expedition and see how it goes. Hopefully get something good back from it. I think we have room for 2 more temperate fish in this tank, which is great. I still love that people can see it from the other side as well. That's such a cool little detail. I mean, it's obvious, right? It's such a simple little thing. Of course they can see it from back there, but it's still kind of cool. Halfway to its destination, the expedition team realizes it has left its travel board game collection at the museum. We can either go back to base or no games. Back to base. The crew, flushed, giggling, and embarrassed, insist that they don't have to go back. They carry on, content in the knowledge that you are willing to let them. Good boss. Okay. All right. I'm glad to know that they like me. I wouldn't have really mind. I would have done the same, to be quite honest with you. I would have been like, yeah, we're going back. I need my board games is what I need. I'd also like to, just while we're here, I want to repaint this room a little bit because I kind of want everything to have like a blue theme. And I love that the security room already has such a strong kind of blue glow to it. But I think it'd be kind of cool if we did, like if I just put that in there, that's also very blue looking. That also might be the default floor in there. I don't remember. That's kind of neat. I just want something kind of sci-fi looking for the security room, you know? Also, I know that I've got staff that are threatening to resign. They'll manage. I'll deal with them in a second. I think that's probably the vibe we're going to go for, or that ridiculous looking thing might be what we go for. I don't know. Let me get this blue marble. Let me get this smart blue, and let me get this urban blue as well, and just play around very quickly. That's not bad. That's hideous is what that is. That'll do. We'll go for the blue marble on all of this. Please tell me that staff member did not just resign already. I think they might have. I think there's a solid chance. No, we still have 3 assistants, which is fine. You aren't happy, which is all right. We'll bring your salary up to, you know what, right there. That seems great. And that's hopefully going to make you a lot happier. You, there you go. And you, there you go. That'll make all of them nice and happy. In fact, everybody, we'll look at the pay review here. We'll increase everybody's salary to make them all a little bit happier, because I think that's important. And then I kind of want to go back to just decorating some rooms here real quick, because this one, I want to get like a nice, maybe like a diamond brown thing on the floor. You know, that's actually okay. I actually don't mind that too much. And then for the walls, yeah, that looks kind of cozy-ish. It matches the staff room, which is not exactly what I was going for, but that's fine. Anyway, let's take a look and see what we have in this crate. We're going to be dealing with a bull shark. It's also pristine, which means I have 2 of these. Interesting. Needs a fresh food dispenser to survive. So here's the problem with the pristine bull shark. What's wrong with you guys? What's going on here? What is the problem? You don't have any food? Interesting. Okay, can I get you guys another food dispenser just to make sure that everything's okay? We'll put it, say, there and hope for the best on that one. I'm hoping that sorts them out. Oh, it's because it needs to be yeah, that checks out. Okay. Well, they'll manage. They have a second food dispenser in there now, which is probably fine. My concern is that we now have a bull shark exhibit that we need to build. And I'm kind of looking at this space back here and thinking we could have some fun. So here's my thinking. I don't remember how big an aquarium needs to be. So I'm just going to do something like this. I think it needed to be like 3 by 4. That should be fine. I want to go a little bit bigger is what I'm thinking. I want to go about this size. And I think that'll be okay. And the reason I want to go this size is because I kind of have an idea for how we can do this. I want to put the aquarium in like the middle. I want people to be able to walk around the entirety of the bull shark exhibit and have a great time. That's kind of the goal. That's the plan is what it is. So whether or not that works, we're going to find out together, but that's the plan. So we'll go ahead and build this. We'll sell the windows that we don't need anymore. And then we want to go in here. We want to go to rooms. We want to go to aquarium. 4 by 3. I was right. So basically, this is going to be the bull shark aquarium. That feels very small, though. That does feel very, very small for sharks. Although I think it's technically bigger than most of the other aquariums that we have so far. I could go bigger. I could get rid of the idea of letting people walk around it, but that also seems wrong. I feel like the whole point of this is to let people walk around it. We could bring it down a little bit further. I don't think I want to do that either. I think I'm just going to commit to this idea and we'll just put the door for it on the back, since I think that probably makes the most sense. Now they do need fresh food dispensers. I'm kind of thinking we do 2 of those because it's sharks. They're going to need water filters. I think we do 2 of those because sharks, I guess. And it was temperate, so we don't need to worry too much more about too much more. We'll go ahead and put a nice big sort of log thing there, I want to say is kind of a cool spot for it. And then I'd like to just put a bunch of plants around all of this stuff. I think it just makes sense that we try and hide as much of the feeders, the filters that we possibly can. Oh, that was unexpected. I was not expecting to get this from building that aquarium. That was okay. We just got some upgrades for our food dispensers. We got some kudosh. We got some money. We also got possibly anything else. I guess not. Okay. I wasn't expecting to get this place up to 2 stars that quickly, but I'm also not really too mad about it. That's kind of cool. We do have some issues where these dispensers are not getting filled all that quickly. We might need more experts is my thinking. We do have 3 of them. I would kind of like to get you because you have got pilot wings. So we'll go ahead and put you in there. And that's hopefully going to make things a little bit better. And then what I'd like to do is I'd like to go and get some more benches for this whole place. And I'm just going to do what we've been doing. I'm going to line the place with a bunch of benches so you can sit and look at the sharks, because I think that's pretty cool. I think people might enjoy sitting and staring at sharks, which is an interesting sentence when said out loud. It's definitely, it is certainly a pastime that people could choose to partake in, is what we'll describe it as. But that seems pretty good. That's like pretty good coverage, I think, for places to sit. And then in terms of info, I think what we'll do is just put a bunch of these glass info stands in the corners, so you can kind of stand anywhere and get information on the sharks, which I think is good. We'll also do some donation bins on either side, is what I'm thinking, or at least a little something like that's probably fine. We can do one in the middle up here as well. Kind of blocks that door, but I don't think it blocks it too much. And that seems pretty good to me. I think maybe getting some vending machines in here could be a bit of an idea, possibly a camera, but I think we'll pass on that for now. We'll just do a nice vending machine back in this corner, and we'll do a nice vending machine back in this corner, along with some bins, because I kind of routinely forget about those, and the place ends up kind of looking like a dump every time I do. So we can also get some bins down in this corner, maybe some vending machines down here as well. We'll go for the slightly cheaper ones though, because I think we probably just should go for slightly cheaper vending machines down here. We'll do a little something like this, and maybe another little bin right there. That seems fine. And then what we can do is finally put these bull sharks in here, which is really cool looking. It's a really cool looking fish. We'll put 2 of them in there, which is great. They have maximum buzz, which is also fantastic. They seem relatively happy with what they've got. And hopefully that starts to generate a whole bunch of revenue from that particular part of the aquarium. I'd also like to decorate that space a little bit more, but I like this. I think that's a really cool looking space. So I suppose we could probably leave things there for today. I'm not 100% sure if we're going to come back to this museum in the next episode or not. We might move on to one of the museums that we have to go to for the main objective, but there are still some things we could do here, and I'm still tempted to do some of those things. So we might spend one more episode with this museum, even if we don't have any objectives for it, because there's also a lot of room that we have to build this place out. So I'll see what I decide between now and then, but either way, that's going to do us for today. Thank you so much for watching, everybody. It's been an absolute pleasure as always. And as always, I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.